So hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'll be explaining the problem longest consecutive sequence. So this is a difficult problem because you have to try to do it in big O of n time. If it was big O of n square, it would have been easy. So to do it, it's not very hard. You just have to modify your n square algorithm just a little bit. So without any further ado, let's get into the problem. So what the problem is saying is that I have been given an unsorted array of nums and I have to return the length of the longest consecutive elements in the sequence. So for example, in this nums vector, uh, my longest sequence that is consecutive will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So its length will be 4. So like this, in this part the longest consecutive length will be 9. Okay, so what I'm thinking to do is that I will make an unordered set and I will store all the numbers so that I can look what numbers are present in my vector in big O of one time. So let's do it. So I will explain the big O of n method while I code everything. So unordered set int s, and what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna insert all the numbers. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than nums dot size I plus plus, and s dot insert nums I. So one thing that will happen here is that I will get rid of my duplicate elements, so but that doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is that int res is equal to 0. This is going to be my result. Now what I will do is that for int I is equal to 0, I less than nums dot size I plus plus, and I will take my number, let the number be in n, let the number be num is equal to nums I. Okay, so and let the there be a temporary streak that is beginning from the current number. So for example, say I am at 3 in this case. So in this case, the temporary like sequence that will begin, what I'm planning to go is that I'm going to go in the reverse way. So for example, I'm at 3. I will try to find that where is there any number present. 2 is there 2 present in my vector? So if it is present, then I will increase the length of my sequence, and then from 2 I will go to 1, and so on. So let that temporary sequence be temp sequence. Temp sequence is equal to 0. So now I'll write a while loop, while s dot count uh, num. So if the num is present is equal to true. So what this s dot count tells me is that if that number num is present or not in the set. So obviously num will be present. So what I will do is that I will increase my temporary sequences length, and I will decrease my number num minus minus, and I will go on decreasing. For example, if I am at 2, I will go to 1, and then I will go to 0. At 0 there won't be any number in this temporary array, so at that time I will break from the loop, and now I will update the result. Res is equal to max of temporary sequence comma res, and in the end I will return res. So this is a big O of n square approach. Okay, so you just have to just one second, int what the unused warning character 9. Oh, just one second. Sorry, I had to return result. So this is a big O of n square method, and you have to just modify it a little bit to make it work in big O of n. So what the problem is coming here is that, so this is a fairly slow problem, only it is better than 5.2%, 4% of the users. So now let's get into the main problem. So it is taking a lot of time because say if I am at 80, so suppose this is a sequence that is starting from -10 to -1, and then there is a gap, there is no 0 here, and then it's starting from 1 to 100. Okay, so the main time complexity is coming from this fact that, for example, I am at 7. Okay, so from 7 I will go on to compute till 1. Even if I am at 98, I will go on to compute the LCS, the sequence that is ending at 98, and same in the middle at 50, 99. So this is going to give me, like, I'm calculating everything again and again. So there is no use of it. So tell me, what number should I begin it from? Okay, so if I begin at 100, will and I don't begin at 8, 9, or anything between 100 and 1, will I get my answer? Yes, I will get my answer, and I will save my time also. So for example, from 100, I will go to reverse till 1. So how do I decide that whether I should start at 99 or 100? So to know that, what I will do is that I will check if 101 exists or not. So when I come at 4, I will check if 5 exists or not. So if I get that okay, 5 is existing, so there is no point in going back from 4. I will go back from 5. Okay, so when I come at 5, I check that does 6 exist. So I get the answer that yes, 6 exists, so there is no point in going back from 6. So similarly, when I come at 100, I see that does 101 exist. So I get the answer, no, 101 doesn't exist. So at that moment, I will traverse that, okay, how long this streak can be. Okay, so like when I'm at 8, I will see that 9 is already existing. So what this means is that it is already a part of a bigger sequence. Okay, so for example, here also, when I'm at minus 8, suppose at minus 8, and there is no point in calculating the sequence length from minus 8. If I am at minus 8, because like minus 8 is already a part of a bigger sequence, because in minus 7 also exists here. So when I am at minus 1, I will check if 0 exists. So I will get the answer, no, 0 is not does not exist. So now I will go from minus 1 and go as back as possible. So so what I will do is that I will just make another condition, that if s dot count num plus 1 is equal to true. Okay, if the next number exists or not. So if I get the answer that uh, sorry, just 1 second. Okay, this should be false, sorry. So if I get the answer, suppose just like I told in this case, that 101 doesn't exist, then only I am entering my while loop. Okay, and when I'm at, suppose that I'm 98, I am getting the answer that 99 does exist, then I'm not entering my while loop. So like by writing this if condition, you are able to do this problem in big O of n times. So let's just run our code and submit it. So it is 91% faster, so it is pretty fast. So it is just a little optimization over the brute force. So you can have a look at the code. It is very simple. Just I have made a set to lookup table, and then I have done what I used to do in brute force, and this if condition is saving my time and reducing the time complexity to big O of n. So if the problem is super clear to you, please consider subscribing this channel, because it really gives motivates me to make more videos on hard problems. So thank you and have a nice day.